Today on the show, welcome to Chatting It Up. We are in the lovely, beautiful outdoors of Wellesley Free Library space. And we have Linda Tighe. Did I say that right?
Actually, Tighe. But that's
Linda Tighe.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So you are a phenomenally interesting woman and an entrepreneur who does very, very cool things. And so I'm going to start by asking you where you grew up.
That's a high compliment coming from you, Rama, because you are amazing and, extraordinary. So I grew up in a very small town in Pennsylvania, northeastern corner of Pennsylvania, that no one's pretty much heard of. We had one street light. It was upside down for a lot of years, but everybody knew.
Wow, that's very interesting right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Awesome. Lots of farms,
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I was a country girl.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So which is probably why you're so hardworking, right?
I think so.
Right.
We were very industrious.
Right,
It's. I remember wanting to sleep outside. I didn't have a tent,
right.
So my friend and I walked all the way downtown. We went to the furniture store. We got a big refrigerator box. We carried it, the two of us,
wow,
all the way home, which is probably a couple miles.
Yeah, right.
And we cut holes in it, made windows, and we decorated it, and made a little. Sleep out.
The real way to do gym.
Yeah, exactly.
The real exercise in life, right?
Yeah, when you're not thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah, we rode our bikes everywhere. We walked everywhere. I mean, yeah.
Nice.
It was climb trees, the whole thing.
So when you were doing this and growing up as a teenager, did you think one day I'm going to be doing all these cool things that I'm doing as an adult?
Well, when I was growing up, I thought first I would be a ballerina. I suppose most little girls think that, but there was no access to dance lessons for me except for the woman up the street, and I took every lesson I could possibly take. And then I wanted to be a rock star.
Right.
I used to listen to Heart. That was I love them.
They're good.
They're so good. They're so good. And I used to just belt that out all the time. And and I made art. I was a prolific little artist, but I was discouraged from that being a path that would be a good thing to take.
Right.
So I didn't follow that path right away.
Did you keep your artworks? Did you throw them away? Did you keep them?
No, it's funny. My parents really discouraged it, but yet my mother framed everything that I made, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So you were a high quality artist as a teen. You were good.
I worked hard at it.
Yeah, good enough to frame.
Good enough to frame. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And then you are currently also the co-editor of Wellesley Living Well magazine here in town.
Which Rama is going to be featured in the magazine next month. We're so excited about it.
I know. So how is that? How was working on that? And what made you decide to take that on?
Well, I was sort of working around my kids as they were growing up. I was teaching art. I was running nutrition classes. I was doing different things. And but now they're grown, and so I'm sort of ready to. What's my next chapter in my life? And so this sounded like a really interesting project for me. I love connecting people. I love helping people. I love showcasing people's talents and community. There's nothing more important than community. So when I heard about this magazine, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so amazing. And so the town that was open was Wellesley. And so I'm not a Wellesley resident, but I have to say that I have grown to love Wellesley. Wellesley is an amazing community with amazing people doing really interesting, incredible things.
Right.
Yeah, so it's been really fun, and I get to work with Susan Mix, who's an extraordinary person. She's really, she's an exceptional writer. She's just an exceptional human being. We are absolutely a team. We work really well together, so it's been great.
And how many years have you been doing it?
So the magazine's been in print for 2 years. Right. Yeah.
Nice.
So we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary in September.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you seem to have a steady stream of people that you have no problem finding things and people to feature.
I don't.
It's like a chock full magazine every issue.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. There's just Wellesley is just full of like I said, amazing people. Right. Somebody's always doing something amazing, or you just find out about a new organization that's done something really special for the community, or for someone. And I'm also a Wellesley Rotarian, and so I love being part of Rotary, and we do a lot of amazing things too. It's been a great way for me to connect in the community in a serving, kind of way, serving the community.
So you must have met a lot of interesting people.
Yes.
So do you have like a favorite story about one of your interesting people that you met and how you met them?
In the magazine that we have featured,
just in general.
In general. Right. Well, gosh, there's so many things. Certainly, Carol Chowie was one of my favorite stories. She's an extraordinary woman who just passed away recently, very sadly, but she's done so much for this community, and so much for women and who are surviving cancer. So she was an exceptional story. I think one of my favorite pet stories, we feature people's pets in the magazine, is a little girl who had a turtle, and her turtle was her best friend.
Right.
And it was just this amazing story about the turtle. I don't know, it's such a simple thing, right? But it's really, these are the things that make our life wonderful. These are things we look forward to.
A great story to tell.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you have a nutrition business.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's different. Tell us about that.
That is different. So I have, I've had this program that I've done for a long time, a cleanse, so sort of teaching people it's a 2-week exercise, I guess, in clean eating. Mm-hmm. And it's really just taking people through a process of, starting with fruits and vegetables. It's really pretty basic, but the results are profound. And so people lose weight, their skin looks better, their hair looks better, they feel more energy, they feel sharp, so.
It's amazing what happens when you get off of pizza.
It is amazing, but you always want to go back. It's always that, you kind of want to go back. But you can have pizza as long as you're eating healthy most of the time, right? So that's been great. I've been kind of doing that on the side while raising my kids, and so I'm just taking it to a new level now, where I am working with a cardiologist and a company called Pulse for Pulse, where we're able to help medical doctors now be able to have more of a preventative approach to their practice. Mm-hmm. So we offer them technology that's able to do a non-invasive test to asymptomatic patients, where they're able to find out a lot about what's going on in the body, so that people can, and the doctors can, prescribe something more proactive and preventative rather than having them come in when they're already symptomatic, right? And it's more of an urgent situation.
To big stuff that's broken.
Yes.
That's easier to get ahead of it before it starts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, so interesting. So these are quite diverse.
They are, and my other project that I'm working on right now is I'm working with an amazing biotech company that's made an invention, actually, in human health and longevity, with DNA activators and activating your DNA in the 3 areas of aging, right? So none of us want to age. There's lots of reasons why we age, lots of reasons why we have chronic disease, and so this is able to flip the switch on dormant DNA that's kind of happens as you get older, right? Your DNA works great when you're young, and as we get older, not so much. And so, it just kind of declines as you get older. So this is able to flip the switch and put your body back into action as it was when you were a younger person.
Wow. And so what's is there a website that we can look this up and all of us can get healthier?
So it's peakperformance.lifevantage.com, and
you're gonna have to email that to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit long, and I'm like, I can say it out loud, but everybody will be like, what?
You have to email me the nutrition, and then this one you have to send it to me, and then I can.
Yeah, I guess I do have it all under allwellbreaksloose.com.
Okay.
Which is my main website. Okay. So all well instead of all well breaks loose. And so it's exciting, and we're expanding. These activators are patented, and so we're expanding them globally, all over the world. And so that's a really exciting project.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Good grief. So that is a lot to juggle. How do you juggle everything?
Well,
are you activating your DNA?
I'm activating my DNA. Yeah, absolutely. Well, kind of strangely enough, with this horrible, COVID virus going around, we've all had to be quarantined, which is terrible. Right. But in the silver lining, I guess, as there always is in tragic situations, is that we're all learning to work from home and on Zoom. Right. And so it has opened up opportunities for me to take on more things, which I love to do. I don't know what it is, but I just love to do it. Right. I've always been that way, and I'm learning to embrace it, because sometimes I think that you sort of feel like you shouldn't do that. It's not a good idea to take on a lot of things. You should stay in one lane.
Right.
But I've never been a stay in one lane person, I guess. So and I used to criticize myself for it, and now I'm embracing it. And with this being able to work from home, it's I don't know, it creates more time in a way, I guess, without the travel and
finding a parking lot.
All that. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's kind of
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who was saying that by the time she drives to the gym and parks, that's a good 25 minutes.
It is.
And then she has to get in there and exercise.
Right.
And then she has to clean up and come out, and that's like the majority of her day is like it's done.
It's true.
Right.
It's true. I know. I feel the same way. So when I go to the gym, used to go to the gym. I haven't yet. Maybe I will.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Home gym.
Right.
So far, it's been home gym and outside. Thankfully, for the nice weather, right?
Well, you do a lot of gardening.
I do a lot of gardening.
So
I love my garden.
That's a workout.
It is a workout. It is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of digging, and I've been moving plants around. You know, like, oh, I think I don't want it in that corner. I think I want it over here.
Because you are an artist.
Because it
has to look pretty.
It has to look pretty. Yeah.
So when you take photographs of it, you have to be able to frame them.
Exactly. Yes. For my mother.
Right. and how is your artwork? Are you still doing artwork? And what kind of stuff do you do?
Well, I would say I haven't really been doing, my own artwork in a way, but I do sing in a choir. I sing in the Sound and Spirit Choir, which is a Natick-based choir, although now we have people from all over New England, at least right now, participating in the choir because we're virtual for this year, which has been actually pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But I do all the artwork for the choir. So, and I always make it into a community project because I really love community projects.
Right. So it's on the website, or
it's on the sound. Well, no, actually, it's on the Sound and Spirit Facebook page.
Oh, nice.
They have pictures of it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have been doing that, and other than that, I would say that's the limit of my artwork at the moment.
Right.
But we'll see.
Right.
So
what happens when you just feel like unmotivated to do something, but then you have stuff to do? So how do you get yourself to say, no, I've got to finish this off. I've got to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's a very good question because it's what we all grapple with all the time, right?
So I have so many friends who say to me, "Oh, I'm just so unmotivated to do all this stuff that I've taken on."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have pictures of my two boys, and I hold them up to myself, and I say, "So what I do right now? How's it going to affect my world, and what are my goals? I have to know my why I want to get there, what my goals are, and so if I go back to that and think about that in this moment, what is going to serve me the best? And so I have to go through a series of questions that I ask myself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have to go outside and go for a walk, right? Sometimes it's so interesting. I think for me, when I get a block, when I don't want to do something because I don't want to do this. I think it's my amygdala, right? Your amygdala gets in the way, and your amygdala says, you don't want to do it, right? And I start to get really tired. It's so interesting. I have this desire to take a nap.
Right.
So now I've started to realize, like, oh yeah, I'm not actually really tired. It's just my body's way of saying, I don't want to face this problem that I have to solve right now. Right. Or this boring little task that I can't stand doing, Yeah.
And it's kind of nice. You have several interesting simultaneous projects. So if you get bored of one thing, do you find that it helps switching temporarily to something else? And
it does.
And then coming back to it.
It gives you a shift, and then it gives you that motivation to go back to the other one. And certainly prioritizing what you're going to do, and certainly making a list, which is another thing I'm resistant to. It's so funny, but if you make your list the night before and you know what you have to do the next day, it's like it just becomes like, oh yeah, this is what I have to do today. But if I don't make that list, I find that it's harder to.
So you're a very organized artist, is what you are.
I'm trying to be.
So much for the stereotypes that artists are not organized.
Yes.
You're a list maker.
But we are still, like, I have made a shift, I would say, as an artist. Artists are an interesting bunch, right? We love to be working the creative. We love to not be tied down by tasks and being organized. That's definitely true. Not everybody, but as a whole, I would say that's kind of my experience. Certainly my own. And we're also feel like we'll never have anything. So you sort of accept this, like, I have to suffer to make art, it's this kind of mindset, which is very interesting. So I'm making this big shift right now, and I've decided that mindset, I'm so over that, and I'm ready to shift to another mindset. So that is important with anything that you do, is your mindset and your the way you want to open yourself up and have a bigger impact on the world. Because the reason you choose to be an artist in the first place is you want to have an impact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very awesome. So what's next for you for the next few months?
So I'm
We'll
gonna
head towards the end of this year.
I'm just gonna keep working on my projects and try to stay focused.
Yeah, you've got plenty on that to-do list to finish up.
I have lots on the to-do list. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, so cool, Linda. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't know. I can't think of anything except that you're wonderful, and thank you for having me on your show. And one of the blessings of putting together a magazine in Wellesley is meeting you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, we did work.
Great.
We did work together on the International Women's Day.
Right.
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 So.
Yeah.
We have our own other side little projects that we do.
Side projects that we do.
Right?
Yeah.
What a great turnout for that event. That
It was
such
amazing.
A nice thing.
It was amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very
and a great
cool.
way to celebrate women.
It is.
Which is
women should always be celebrated.
Women should always be celebrated.
It's a good motto.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure. Thank you for doing this today.
Thank you
It's
so
always
much.
such a joy to talk to you.
Likewise.
Great.